Coming up, we now know when the good times will roll in 2023 at Universal Orlando Resort on this week's episode of the DIS Unplugged Universal Edition. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the DIS Unplugged Universal Edition. I'm your host, Craig Williams, and today I'm joined alongside by my co-host, Ryno.
Hello.
Hello. Like I said, this week we're going to let you know when the good times will be rolling at Universal in 2023, and by that I mean we're going to give you the first of what will eventually be many details about Universal Mardi Gras for 2023. It's very bare bones right now, but we'll mention what's at least out there, talk a little bit about it. Before we do, I want to remind you this is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. If you like our content and you want to support us, please consider booking a vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. It costs you no extra money and you get the support of an awesome Dreams Unlimited Travel agent. So head over to dreamsunlimitedtravel.com today for a free, no obligation quote. Universal Mardi Gras, of course, kicks off every single year at Universal sometime in the, even potentially late January to February timeframe, all depending on when Mardi Gras is, and runs way longer than Mardi Gras actually happens. And that is no different this year as compared to previous years, but we'll go over the exact information of it and little speculation about the event as well, too. But Ryno, this year it's running daily, February 4th through April 16th, 2023. So that's 2 months, 2 solid months, and what would that be? 2 weeks, 2 solid months and 2 weeks, basically, give or take. Seems like a healthy amount of time for Universal Mardi Gras this year.
I mean, yeah, that's every day of the week for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. And, I feel like that's the right amount of time for this event. There was that one random year where it ran like super long, like end of May, and it just felt like it was going on for too long. But I feel like this is a nice solid length to this year's event, which is being dubbed as Universal's Mardi Gras, International Flavors of Carnaval. The colon is obviously spelled in there. It's not me saying that it's called Universal's Mardi Gras colon.
Universal's colon. Yeah.
I just want to be very clear on that. Colon is not said out loud with it. Only I'm doing that for the people who might be listening so they can understand how it's all spelled out. I would have maybe chose a dash to put in there, but I guess for their naming structure, they wanted that colon in there.
I am excited. I feel like the last specifically I feel like last year, the last couple of years, I feel like stuff with food, it's like I was actually just at Universal before we started recording, and I was kind of like, oh, I miss the booths where like I can go in, and because the Halloween Horror Nights ones aren't open during the day, but I was with a friend and we were walking around and I was like, man, if only there was one of those festivals going on right now, I'd be able to just be like, let's pop in here and have something to eat. Because I feel like we had pretty good luck with those more or less in the recent times. So I'm excited to see how that kind of all comes together. Food. I'm only going to talk about food.
That's all you have to talk about is food in this event. And you know what? I absolutely think that with Universal Mardi Gras, that the food is the biggest thing about it. So it should become an even bigger food festival than anything else. That's not knocking the parade or anything with it. I just happen to think that when it comes to this festival, food just blends in naturally, and it really does give them a chance to really pull in foods from all these different other cultures that do celebrate Carnival as they've been doing in the years past. It all evolved so cleverly because I kind of looked back at it in 2019. the event was, I think that was the year that they started adding the small plates to it. And then in 2020, that's when they started really embracing Carnival, and they were doing the thing where like every 2 weeks they'd feature some new food items, but obviously that event got cut a little bit short. And then in 2021,
why? What happened?
What happened? You haven't heard?
Yeah, sorry. Any chance I can slip in that Superstore joke, I will always do it. Anyway,
I know, I appreciate it too. And
not to be insensitive, we just have to keep some levity.
Exactly. And then, of course, 2021, when the event couldn't run as it normally would, with the parade and performers and such, just because things weren't completely back to 100% normal yet, they had to really figure it out. And they went full-fledged into the food festival portion of it. The parade floats were just kind of sitting out and about around Universal, but really, they wanted to focus on the food. We saw that again in 2022 and 2023. Let's just keep it up, keep it going. I think that was the right way to approach all of this, and I can't wait for it at this point. Mardi Gras is always a lot of fun, but I never feel like I get to eat enough of the food. So I really hope that they do also embrace, old flavors as well as new ones if possible, because I don't want to see it just like the same food items every year. Some of them need to remain the same. The popular ones, the New Orleans specialties, like those need to remain the same, but I want to see something new too as well, if possible.
Yeah, I'm actually honestly trying to think of something where I'm like, what would I be looking forward to out of it? But that's, I mean, like you said, you've got your standard. There's going to be king cake, I'm sure. And the king cake. Have you heard about it?
No.
There's a baby on it. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what they do with it. I feel like we talked about it with Halloween Horror Nights this year. I feel like Universal, in terms of doing the themed food with the booths, has really kind of been upping their game over the time. So I'm excited. That's a long time. That's a long thing to be going on. So I'm excited to see what happens.
So I went back and looked because, of course, I'm interested, and I checked my old emails from Universal with press releases and stuff. And they also, I just mentioned like the progression they had with Mardi Gras and really embracing the food. Turns out in 2021, that's when the event was called Universal Orlando's Mardi Gras 2021 International Flavors of Carnaval. So they have run with this moniker before in 2021. Like I said, that was the year they couldn't do it normally. It had to be, a food festival first.
That was a good year, though.
With it. Yeah. No, it was. I loved how it was all set up that year. It worked out perfectly.
Exactly.
And it was distributed around the entire park and not just in there. And they've kept going with that because, it makes sense.
It adds a nice energy. I feel like it keeps the energy off that main, it brings it further through, which is nice. So you're like in the back, and it makes it feel just like an even bigger celebration than it already is. So yeah.
Exactly. And then if I am looking through my press releases correctly here, then back in 2022, it returned to just be again Universal Orlando's Mardi Gras 2022, and did not have the extra moniker included into it after the colon, of course. This is the kind of research that you get on our show specifically. Other people would do this ahead of time and fact check themselves ahead of time. No, we do it in the moment because it's sloppy, just like us.
Because right? I too like to live dangerously.
Exactly. So, none of that really matters, though, but there will be tons of food. They mentioned the mouthwatering cuisine inspired by carnival celebrations from New Orleans to Brazil to Belgium and beyond. But no worries, even though it is going to be food festival forward, they will still have the lively parade filled with vibrant floats where partygoers can catch beads by the handful. But as of this time, we do not have the theme of what the parade will be. Last year, it was space oriented, which I absolutely loved. That was so much fun, and can only wait to see what they do this year. What can 2023 have in store? What theme would you choose, Ryno?
Future.
I mean, I feel like that
because
goes
it's
hand in hand with space.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't know. You're not a scientist.
Well, if we,
Um,
I'm gonna bold prediction. It's gonna be the parade is gonna be Lil Boo themed because that just
I
seems like the
mean,
right thing to do.
yeah, I don't know. You know what? I bet there'll be an alligator float in it for sure.
Well, there's always the alligator float. So
I
I
don't
guess
know if I
we.
could like come up with one on the fly and be like, you know, it'd be kind of interesting to see them do something like, I know they did like mythological, like Greek, was it like Greek mythology a couple years ago,
Mhm.
and I did really, really like the space theme. So I don't know if it'd be something that sort of is in that realm of space, so they could reuse some of the costumes, maybe, but. I would like to see maybe them do something fun with like superhero oriented stuff, like not
Oh,
specific heroes, but they like theme it. They make up their own essentially. You know, that would be
I like that. Yeah.
something I could see them dipping into. Maybe that would be cool.
That would be fun. I mean, I really put you on the spot. I don't have an answer myself. I'm not that creative,
How rude.
but I thought maybe you might have something with it. I would superheroes. That could be a cool one, though. I'm fully on board with that. If you want to do some mock-ups in your spare time, I mean, preferably like right now.
I've
Start
done this
sketching the floats.
charcoal sketch while you've been speaking.
Good. That was fast. Wow.
Yeah.
All
I
the
was like
listeners
Brendan
out
Fraser
there.
and Bedazzled.
Yeah, all the listeners out there, you really missed out. That was freaking incredible the way that he pulled that all together that quickly. But
I
just
wiped it off.
to
You can't see it anymore.
yeah, to backtrack for 1 second though, we didn't really explain right at the top, but of course, Universal Mardi Gras is the celebration of Mardi Gras and Carnival that Universal puts on every single year. This is a party that primarily takes place inside Universal Studios Florida. You know, they say the party continues on at City Walk after by going to Pat O'Brien's and Fat Tuesday, but it's a Universal Studios Florida event. Daily, there will be food booths that open up with all of those foods that we've been talking about. There will be a parade where select people can ride on the float, and anyone can stand and watch the parade as long as you're in Universal Studios Florida and you have the chance to catch beads, just like at Mardi Gras. And this is a family friendly event. Well, beads,
Bees?
beads.
Beads.
Oh,
Beads.
okay. Bees. I gotcha. And so you can catch those bees anywhere around the parade route at Universal Studios Florida, and it is a rollicking good time in terms of parade. It's a lot of fun. 6 of the floats stay the same every single year, like the alligator float that Ryno mentioned, the steamboat float, the king and queen float, the jester float, like those all stay the same, but then there's 6 floats that change different themes every year, so it keeps it fresh. You won't see the same thing every year in a row completely. You get something new out of it. It's a family friendly event, even though that means you will see scantily clad dressed people. You will see men without their tops on. You will see women in bikini tops, basically, and it's nothing that's like. It's nothing that's PG-13 rated. It's all PG, but I mean, I know some people are a little bit stricter about what their kids see than others. So just keep that in mind. But ultimately, kids aren't looking at the performers anyways. They want to have fun. They want to catch beads. They want to go through all that. So not really a big deal. And then on select nights, they will have big concerts from usually artists that Ryno and I will know half of who they are, and we won't know the other half, and just have to, randomly talk about them on a future show. It's always a lot of fun. One of my favorite shows of the year that we always do. And those typically occur on weekend nights. And whether it's, sometimes the random Sunday, Friday, but Saturday nights, you can always guarantee on a concert. And it's not just big names of now, it's big names of the past. It's usually like only 1 or 2 or 3 like really big names from right now. That those nights are uncomfortably busy, but yeah, they pull in a pretty interesting diverse set of artists from all genres: country, hip hop, pop music. Just it's all over the place. And I never go to as many concerts as I want to, but I will say they do an excellent job with the entire setup. So yeah, I think did I miss anything in terms of talking about what Mardi Gras is kind of like, Ryno?
I don't think so, because I mean, there's the food, there's the parade, there's the performances, and then there's obviously like they do a lot of street atmosphere that comes with that as well, but yeah, it's still kind of crazy thinking about this other big thing that they do that's included with your ticket, because I've gotten to see Kelly Clarkson there now twice. I saw Adam Lambert twice, like some people that I might not necessarily have been able to see otherwise. So it was I don't know, it's fun. Like some of the random ones that you end up, like Gavin DeGraw, I thought was great. I mean, I'm a fan of that first album, Chariot, but like Bare Naked Ladies, I feel like they're always there, there. Not always.
Who did we see last year?
They're good.
It was Diana Ross? Was she there?
Diana Ross. I don't think that was last year, but she's been there. But
I think that was last year. I think it was last year.
We watched Everclear, didn't we, or something? No, the song. Who sings Everclear? It was my gosh, not Fuel. God, I can't remember now. But I did get to see live there, which I really enjoyed. That was a lot of fun. And I'm gonna look up who sings the song Everclear, because I was like, it was Bush, right?
I mean,
right? Am I crazy?
We have watched Bush there before, but I don't know why you don't go with any of Bush's hits like Glycerine and
Glycerine, not Everclear.
Machine,
Glycerine is what I was thinking of. Glycerine. Sorry, I was saying Everclear, but I meant Glycerine. Sorry.
Yeah, and we 1000% watched Diana Ross last year because we were there with Bill and Diane.
I wasn't with you.
You were 1000%.
Yes, I was.
With us.
100%. I remember it now that you started saying it.
We watched 2 concerts together last year.
A dress. She came out in a very nice dress. I remember there was a lot of talk about how great how she looked. Yeah, I remember that now. God, that was last year. That feels like forever ago.
Yeah, last year we watched the first 2 concerts together. We watched Sugar Ray and we watched Diana Ross. And then I don't think we saw any other concerts together for the rest of the year.
I do not believe that I watched Sugar Ray. I do not believe you.
We were there on the first night and we watched it.
Sure.
Okay.
It's hard because Sugar Ray's another band that I feel like plays in Orlando so often that now it's like, I don't remember, like, you know what I mean? I don't know how many times I've heard statues crumble for me. Like,
I will explain to you after the show ends why I know you were there, because we started a whole chat group with it. I promise you.
Nope.
We watched
I remember
it
now. I remember again. Yeah. Here's the thing. What am I doing while we're watching it? Am I devouring king cake and food and not paying as close attention as I should be? I do.
And
it
let
is
me
all
stop
coming
you.
back to me.
Let me stop you. The reason I remember it so clearly too is because we couldn't get the king cake. Remember, they sold out.
Yeah. And that was that became the hunt for, because that's the year they had all the different colored little babies. I think it was like you could get like the rainbow colored set or something like that. And I
don't even remember that. I know we just went to the booth to try to get it and they didn't have it. And we tried like 3 other places, could not find it. And I think you became so obsessed with that you forget everything else. But we stayed for, I believe, that entire concert. Because we kept saying, like, we're not going to leave until they sing Fly, knowing full well that they would not sing it until the last song.
Yeah. Maybe it's just because I don't know any of their songs other than that, really. So that's why I was like I remember that part, but yeah.
Could be. But the funny part is Bare Naked Ladies did play the following week after after Diana Ross. So you weren't wrong.
Yeah. I like them. All right. They're good. They're good.
I know. Bare Naked Ladies. Probably coming back this year. If we can only hope. I'll put it that way. We can only hope. But okay, I don't have anything else to say about Mardi Gras unless you do.
I do not. Except for laissez les bon temps rouler.
Yes, let the good times roll. So we will have more details on Universal Mardi Gras as the event approaches. They will announce all of the food items you'll be able to try, the drinks, the different performers that will be on the concert lineup, and of course to the theme of the parade. All of that will be coming closer to the event, and we will keep you filled in on it. And you know what, Ryno? I'm also gonna say too, looked at the event dates from last year, and this one's 1 week shorter because last year it was February 5th through April 24th.
Oh, wow.
Year,
That's
through
surprising.
April 16th. So the 4th through the 16th. Yeah. So just a little bit different. But yeah, we'll fill you in as we know more. But with that, we're finished. So thank you very much, Ryno.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you. And thank you to everyone out there for listening and watching. If you enjoyed it and you are watching this on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave comments, questions, and video suggestions in the comments section. If you're listening to this, please subscribe wherever you listen. And if you can leave ratings and reviews, do that as well. And if you want to support us more, you can book a vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. Get a free no obligation quote today at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. But that's going to do it for this week's episode of the DIS Unplugged Universal Edition. Once again, Ryno, thank you. You've been lovely today. Yeah.
Lovely as well. Always.
Yeah. Sure, you have been. But we will see you again next time on another episode of the DIS Unplugged Universal Edition. But until then, remember, we still haven't changed the name.